Okay, I'm going to tell a scary story that I made up all myself. Just 1 minute. One night, when the moon was full, I went out walking one night, and I decided to go through an alley that I never went through before. So I started walking through, and I came to this really, really big gate. I walked up to the gate, and there's this doorknob. I was about to touch it. I reached up, and then the gate opened before I could even touch it. So I put my hand down, started walking in. But I was walking in a graveyard. Then there was a big 2-story mansion right in front of me. So I walked up, the door opened all by itself. Walked in, and it closed by itself. So I started walking around. A light went on in the kitchen. I tripped and fell backwards. I landed on a sheet, and the sheet started to move, and it was floating around with me on it. Pushed me up to a door, and I got up, and I walked off, and I walked in the door, and I found myself in the kitchen. It was really dark. The light had gone off. I was very surprised when the door to the kitchen closet, a light behind the kitchen closet, turned on. I opened the door, and there was a light bulb. So I reached up and turned it off. I closed the door, looked behind me, and it had gone back on. Opened the door back up, reached up and turned it off. Closed it. And then went back on. This time when I went in there was light, but no bulb. There was no candles, no nothing. And I walked backwards, slammed the door, and ran up the stairs. And I found a bedroom. And the bedroom had a bed. And I looked out the window, and it was lightning and thundering. It was raining, pouring, and I was real tired because I'd been walking. And I heard a faucet. The water was dripping. And so I went in to the bathroom. I walked up to the faucet. To my surprise, it stopped. So I got back into bed, laid down, was just about shut my eyes and go to sleep when I heard. So I got back up, started to walk in, starting to walk into the bathroom. This time, when I had first reached the door, I was about to touch the doorknob. It stopped. I'd go inside anyways. So I went inside, and it was still dripping, but there was no sound. And it stopped dripping, and then I heard. And then it started to drip, and I heard. Do you hear what I hear? Nothing, exactly. So, I was real scared, so I hid underneath the bed. And there was a lot of bats. They were all sleeping. And I heard one open up his eyes, his eyes very wide, and went, and woke them all up. I ran out the door as fast as I could. I ran and ran and ran. And then I tripped and I fell from the second story to the first, flat on my face. Luckily, I landed on a mattress. Got back up. To my surprise, something I could see through appeared to be a man, but I could see the door behind him. He started talking to me. I couldn't really make out what he was saying. It sounded pretty much like gibberish. It sounded sort of like this. And I just couldn't tell what he was saying. Must be speaking another language, you know, gibberish. So I ran right past him. I ran right through him. I stopped, looked back. He wasn't there. But I still heard. I also heard. I ran right through the door, broke the door down, the gate, and ran as fast as I could, all the way home, and never even went near that alley again. The end.